Hi and welcome to our electric vehicle live show. I'm Ellie and I'll be taking you through the A to Z of EV, including the basics, benefits of ownership and details about range and charging, all with the aim of covering off any questions you may have about purchasing and owning your very own electric vehicle. I'll also briefly touch on the ever-growing Citroën EV range, including new EC4, new eBerlingo, C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid and LCV range. If you have any questions along the way, just drop them in the comments below and we will come back to you right away. So let's jump straight into the world of EVs. Firstly, let's start with the basics. So what is an EV and how does it work? EV is short for electric vehicle. You may also see it referred to as BEV or PHEV, which stands for battery electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid respectively. The biggest difference between a traditional petrol or diesel car is that in an electric car, in place of an internal combustion engine, is an electric motor and lithium-ion battery pack. The electric car is driven by the electric motor, and much like an engine using diesel or petrol from the fuel tank, an electric car's motor consumes electricity stored in a battery pack. So instead of filling a car with fuel, you obtain electricity from the national grid via a charging cable, much in the same way you would charge your mobile phone. You can either charge at home with a wall box, at work, or at one of 35,000 charge points dotted throughout the UK. Most electric cars also come with regenerative braking, which simply recovers energy that is normally made when braking and transmits the energy back into the battery, extending the vehicle's range. How handy is that? All 100% electric Citroens feature 100 kWh rapid charging, so at a rapid public charging station you could get from 0 to 80% charge in just 30 minutes, but this will depend on the charger used. On the C5 Aircross SUV plug-in hybrid, it can be fully charged in just 2 hours, giving you a range of around 34 miles. Okay, so what are the advantages of an electric car? Electric cars have several advantages over a more traditionally fuelled vehicle. The two biggest advantages are lower running costs and zero tailpipe emissions. The first of these two come from the fact that electric vehicles do not require petrol or diesel as their fuel, but on electricity instead, which is significantly cheaper. While a litre of petrol or diesel costs on average £1.30, electricity costs just over 14 pence per kilowatt hour. So if we compare like-for-like vehicles, the electric vehicle's pence per mile is just a third of the equivalent internal combustion powered vehicle. A real saving when added up over, say, a year's worth of driving. The second is the fantastic benefit of zero tailpipe emissions. Not only does this help improve air quality, it also brings about financial benefits such as zero road tax, called vehicle excise duty, low benefit in kind, and access to low emission zones such as the congestion charge. Other benefits of an electric vehicle include immediate and smooth acceleration, no gear changes, and a much quieter interior thanks to the lack of engine noise, which is a great addition to the already excellent levels of comfort offered in a Citroën. What are some of the common concerns about EVs? Is the range sufficient? Electric cars have greatly improved since first being introduced around 10 years ago. One of the biggest worries around electric vehicles is the available range from a single charge. It's true that early models featured ranges of around 100 miles, but today's electric vehicles' ranges have increased to be much more suitable for the vast majority of drivers. Take the range of the new EC4 for example, which is up to 217 miles on the WLTP cycle, more than enough for most people's daily mileage of around 30 miles. And because all 100% electric Citroën models feature rapid charging, a longer journey, such as a summer holiday, is more than possible, thanks to the ability to rapid charge on, say, the motorway services during a quick leg stretch along the way. What about charging? Is it a simple process? Yes, charging an electric or hybrid vehicle couldn't be simpler. It's just like plugging in your mobile phone or laptop. Every Citroën vehicle comes with a Type 2 charging cable, which can be plugged into a wall box at home, at work, or at a public charging station. Just open the vehicle's charging flap like so, plug in the corresponding end to the car, and then the other end into either a wall box or public charger. The vehicle will recognise the charge, lock in the plugs at either end for safety, and then begin the charge. You can keep an eye on progress either via the driver's display or via the My Citroën app, where you can also defer the charge to take advantage of off-peak tariffs and pre-condition the vehicle's temperature remotely. Home wall boxes normally charge at a rate of 7 kilowatts per hour, and rapid chargers are 50 kilowatts per hour and above. To put that in context, at home you can expect a full charge of new EC4 to take 7.5 hours, and at a rapid public charger around 30 minutes to reach 80% charge. But as mentioned previously, this can vary depending on the charger used. It's worth ensuring you have the ability to install a wall box at your home, as this is the most convenient way to charge your electric vehicle. If you don't have access to off-street parking, it's worth checking with your local council or tenant to see what options are available to charge your vehicle. Your local Citroën retailer will be able to talk you through the options and can also introduce you to our partner PodPoint. Currently, all new EC4 purchases include a free home wall box charger, so that's one less thing to worry about. I'm not quite ready to make the jump to 100% electric. Are there any other options? 100% electric vehicles will not suit everyone's lifestyle, but I hope what we have covered so far has given you the confidence to make that next step into electric vehicle ownership. But if you're not ready, then a vehicle that may be more suitable is C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid, an SUV with bags of practicality and comfort, but with the added benefit of a plug-in electric motor. It works much in the same way as an electric car. You can plug it in at home, work, or on the road, and with a full charge, you can travel up to 34 miles in 100% electric mode. Then if you need to go further, the vehicle also features an efficient PURETECH petrol engine. It's a great balance and also a great way to ease yourself into electric vehicle ownership. I'll touch on this vehicle in more detail later in the show. Hopefully what we've covered so far gives you a bit more confidence about the world of EVs. If you have any particular questions, please drop them in the comments below and we'll get straight back to you. Now, let us discover the latest models in the ever-growing 100% electric and hybrid Citroën range. Let's start with the latest 100% electric Citroën, new EC4. This new model for 2021 really stands out with its fresh design that combines the efficiency and dynamism of a compact hatchback with the styling and robustness of an SUV. It leads the segment for comfort thanks to something we call the Citroën Advanced Comfort Programme, which has been designed from the ground up to be a seriously comfortable hatch. New EC4 goes one step further thanks to its silent and smooth electric motor. The overall design is full of character, with the signature double chevron grille leading downward to these bright Citroën LED Vision headlights. And at the rear, the lights are every bit as stand out as the fronts, with some intricate detailing, and the distinctive lines give them a striking and modern look to the car. It features a spacious 380-litre boot which can be expanded simply by folding down the rear seats, so perfect for carrying larger items, and rear passengers benefit from best-in-class rear legroom of 198mm. Up front, all come equipped with these advanced comfort seats, which feature an additional 15mm of foam under the surface to provide the right level of support. New EC4 is also equipped as standard with our patented progressive hydraulic cushion suspension system, featuring hydraulic bump stops that absorb surface imperfections. New EC4 is also loaded with the latest technology, including this wide HD 10-inch touchscreen. From here you can stream music, access 3D navigation and use mirror screen, featuring Apple CarPlay or Android Auto functions, which use the touchscreen to mirror your smartphone. As mentioned previously, new EC4 comes with a flexible 100 kilowatt electric motor, which is the equivalent of 136 horsepower, and provides easy charging solutions either at home or when out on the road, with both fast and rapid charging available. If you'd like to discover more, please visit citroen.co.uk, where you can configure or book a live tour in our virtual showroom. The latest addition to Citroen's EV offensive is the fantastic new e-Berlingo. When it comes to sheer practicality and versatility, there's not much for its size that comes close to Citroën Berlingo. It's been constantly evolving since the launch of the original back in 1996, and with new e-Berlingo, which opened for orders in May, all of that practicality has now been combined with a fully electric drive. This innovative solution harmoniously combines practicality with pleasure, benefiting from the finest electric technology and further boosting serenity and smoothness while retaining all of Berlingo's unrivaled functionality. New e-Berlingo is available in two lengths, Both versions are fitted with a 100 kilowatt electric motor, which generates the equivalent of 136 horsepower, and come with a 50 kilowatt hour lithium-ion traction battery. The traction battery has been integrated low down into the chassis, meaning that it doesn't compromise load space or intrude into the passenger compartment. The 50 kilowatt hour battery offers a fantastic WLTP test cycle range of approximately 174 miles, and with all electric vehicles, it is guaranteed for 8 years or 100,000 miles to 70% of its original capacity. As previously mentioned, the battery's range can be extended through regenerative braking. This technology works by returning charge to the traction battery during braking and deceleration. As mentioned earlier, the electric motor offers a powerful 136 horsepower. Drivers can choose between 3 driving modes: Eco, which optimises energy consumption by limiting torque and power, Normal, and Power, which maximises vehicle performance. As well as a range of fully electric vehicles, Citroën also has a hugely versatile plug-in hybrid in its EV range, C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid. As an ambassador of the Citroën Advanced Comfort programme, C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid stands out as the most comfortable SUV in its segment, thanks to the 2 exclusive Citroën innovations: suspension with progressive hydraulic cushions and advanced comfort seats. This means an extra comfortable ride. Its 3 individual sliding, incline adjustable and folding rear seats make this the most modular and spacious SUV in its segment. C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid is loaded with the latest technology, including a fully customisable 12.3-inch instrument cluster and an 8-inch touchscreen. The screens display unique information, such as electric range and driving mode, as well as a power meter, allowing customers to see their energy consumption on the move and showing how long is required to fully recharge the battery. C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid offers boot space of 460 litres, which can be extended to 600 litres when the rear seats are slid forward, and over 1,500 litres when they're folded flat. You'll notice that the boot floor is flush with the sill, creating a completely flat loading bay, but it also lifts up so that the charging cable can be stowed away when not required in a dedicated storage area. C5 Aircross is also available in petrol or diesel, and as a manual or automatic. C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid's plug-in powertrain combines a 180 brake horsepower PURETECH petrol engine and an 80 kilowatt electric motor, allowing you to drive in 100% electric mode for up to 34 miles, which covers most drivers' regular daily mileage. Charging C5 Aircross SUV Hybrid can take as little as 2 hours with a 7 kilowatt wall box at home or at work, or at a dedicated public charging station. This offers greater flexibility and ease of journey planning. A truly fantastic feature available with C5 Aircross Hybrid is the eSave feature. This allows you to set a reserve of electric range aside for use later in your journey. For example, if you know you'll be driving in an emission-controlled zone of a city at the end of your trip and want to be able to drive in electric mode when you get there. Citroën's innovative electric vehicles are not just limited to the car range. Citroën E-Relay 100% electric is now open for orders, and the E-Berlingo van launching later this year will round out the commercial vehicle range, next to the already established E-Dispatch 100% electric van, meaning that the entire LCV range will be offered with a 100% electric version by the end of this year. Now I'm going to provide answers to some of the frequently asked questions around EVs and hybrids. What incentives are there to help me switch to electric? In short, plenty. The government is keen to encourage EV uptake through several incentives and grants. The most notable is the Plug-in Car Grant, which contributes £2,500 to the cost of a new all-electric car priced under £35,000, meaning the new EC4 is eligible. It also covers 35% of the purchase price, up to £3,000 for small vans and up to £6,000 for large vans. To be eligible, EV vans must have emissions below 50 grams per kilometre and have an all-electric emission-free range of at least 60 miles. What benefits are there to switch to an EV for a company car driver? If you're lucky enough to have access to a company car scheme, it really could be worth your while to make the switch to electric because of the government incentives and low BIK, benefit in kind, tax rates. In the 2021-22 tax year, the rate is only 1%, offering big savings to both company car drivers and their employers. The savings could even run into the thousands each year. Plug-in hybrids, PHEVs, aren't subject to the same rates, but there are still substantial savings to be had. Another bonus is being able to charge your car at your employer's premises without it being deemed a taxable benefit, regardless of if the car covers personal miles. Is it expensive to service electric vehicles? With fewer moving parts than a petrol or diesel equivalent, electric cars can actually be easier and cheaper to maintain, with savings of around 30% on average. There are still aspects that require looking after, such as suspension components and body panels, but these are shared with combustion-engined cars and are no more expensive. Also, through the use of regenerative braking, EVs tend to be much lighter on brake wear. If you are worried about costs, our service plan could provide peace of mind and spread the payments over the year.
Citroën.